everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jane and my husband Mike does everything behind the camera. We're British early retirees, we have no debt, we've paid off the mortgage and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life whilst I'm filming this here in Brittany in northwest France. But whilst you're watching this, we will be in the Aude department of the Occitanie region of the south of France. We've had to record this well in advance because you will be watching this on our moving in day. And I did say to you that our videos would have some kind of a personal slant at the moment. And I want to personally share with you that over the last couple of weeks before relocating, there really wasn't a lot of meal planning going on. There was a lot of grabbing what I had in the freezer and just making something with it, grabbing what I had in the fridge and just making something with it. And it has been fitted around all the things that you do when you're relocating, from deep cleaning to packing to stripping everything out of the house, giving everything away. And it's not been the usual smooth operation in our kitchen that it normally is. So I'm going to share with you my 5 favourite reasons why we meal plan. Okay, number 1, it really makes things easier as a family. Family is just Mike and I, but we've brought up a family between us, and that meal plan always made things easier. Who was laying the table? Who was peeling the potatoes? Who was peeling carrots? Who was preparing any of the vegetables? And that's how it works with Mike and I as well. So we can look at that meal plan together the night before when we're kind of putting the kitchen to bed together. We can say, oh, I need to get some meat out the freezer. Tomorrow we're going to be having this for our lunch and this for our evening meal. And it just gives us an easy demarcation of the jobs that we do in the kitchen together without having to say on the day, oh, I thought you were peeling the potatoes, or I thought I was browning the mince. Or it just makes it easier in advance and easier as a family as well. So I'd share that one with you. When you are sharing a kitchen and you've got the jobs to do together, having that meal plan means you can just plan the jobs of who's going to do what. And that makes, for us, it just makes for the smooth running of our kitchen. I thought I should mention this before I raise my next point, is that although we don't have a meal plan at the moment, I have got a daily list that I'm updating of what we have got left, and there is really very little left at the moment. But I suppose that would be normally a meal plan, a bigger list of food, an inventory. It's just a tiny inventory at the moment. It says in my freezer at the moment I've got 1 more packet of chicken and 1 more packet of fish, and don't forget I was filming this last week. So having a meal plan, having those ideas of what I'm going to cook well in advance, thinking back to those days of when we both worked full time. We were out of the house at 6 in the morning. We got through the door at 5 o'clock at night. And after a long day like that, the last thing you want to be thinking of is, what am I going to cook for dinner? Oh, I didn't defrost anything. Oh, I don't have the right ingredients. So I think the biggest thing that I can share with you that's really helped us, not just now at this moment when things feel a bit chaotic, but over all our lives when things were busy. You've got children to pick up from school, take to music lessons, take to after school tutoring, all those kind of things that I remember very well as being very time consuming, is I didn't have to worry about the meal plan because I had that in advance. And what that saved us over the years is we were never tempted to go, oh, do you know what? I haven't planned anything. I haven't got anything organised. I didn't take anything out the freezer. I didn't prepare anything at the weekend. Let's get a takeaway. So I think our biggest money saver over the years is with that little bit of organisation. And I'm not the world's greatest organiser. I'm just as organised as I need to be. And we as a family are as organised as we need to be. But I think it's been really brilliant over all those years. And even now that we've not resorted to getting a takeaway, or in the case of now, of eating out. The next one I just think, looking back, how I really got good results from meal planning, especially when the children were growing up and living with us at home, was we could plan treats at home. Because those things, especially when you've got teenagers, or like we're sharing at the moment, when you need emotional support chocolates or emotional support bags of crisps, that kind of bits and bobs that you just fancy when you just once in a while, not regularly, but just once in a while, having that planned into a meal plan. So I'm going to give you an example. I haven't been doing it recently, if not for months, but it will be something that I will do again, is that we plan in some kind of weekly treat into our meal plan. So it might be something like a fake away, so a fake takeaway meal. It might be a burger night, and I might decide I'm not just going to do burgers, I'm going to do side dishes as well. I'm going to make homemade coleslaw. I'm going to make potato salad to go with this. I'm going to do nice things to go with this. I am going to make some homemade barbecue sauce. So I'm going to kind of plan that in, that we have a treat. Or I might plan in that we have some sweet treats. So I'm going to go, okay, the weather's getting hot. We wouldn't normally do this, but it's summertime. I can plan in that every other day we'll have some ice cream. And when you've got kids at home as well, and they do like things like that, you can plan that in. So you're able to say to your children, so you can all stay on budget, look, there's the meal plan. We're having ice cream one day, we'll have yogurt the next. So that means they don't eat all the ice creams all in one go. And you can kind of make things last by letting them know there are treats, there are crisps, chips, but those you can take to school every other day. You can have ice cream every other day. Have a look at the meal plan. You're not suffering, you're not going without. It's just not something you can have every day, but have a look up on the meal plan. It's coming, and you only got to wait 24 hours. Now, we shop for the deals, for the offers, for the bargains, for the sales. If I've bought beef, casserole beef, to make beef bourguignon, for example, it's because it's on sale, it's on a discount, it's on an offer, or I have found it reduced in price because it's got today's sale date on it. And that goes for just about all fresh produce, especially meat. And then I make sure that I stick within my budget by meal planning. So I look to what I have, and you all know, if you're familiar with the channel, that I stock check, and then I meal plan from my stock check first, which means I can use things in rotation. So if you see any of our shopping hauls, you'll see that I write the price on things, and I write the price on things so I can work out what things cost per portion, per person, and I can keep within my budget. What you don't see me do is that I'll check the date on that, and I pull things to the front of my freezer, or the top drawer of the freezer, of things that need to be used sooner rather than later. So it really does help me stay on budget, because that's the way I do it. I know some of you have your budget, you meal plan, then you shop. I reverse meal plan. So I shop all the sales, everything that's on discount, on sale, on offer, get it in the freezer and shop that way. So here are examples. My supermarket E. Leclerc has a cashback loyalty card. They will have almost a deal a week at certain times of the year. So it might be, for example, that all condiments, and that might be things like barbecue sauce, mayonnaise, ketchup, is 35% cash back, which means you get the discount later, but you still get it discounted. Some weeks that might be cereals, some weeks that might be cheese, and so on. And I tend to stock up when there's a deal, when there's an offer, when there's a sale. If you don't know, we have a very generous budget of €400 a month for all food, all drink, all toiletries, all cleaning products, all bathroom tissues, any beauty products that I buy, which are not many, things like moisturizer. That's what I mean. So we shop within our budget, but it really does help us stay on budget because we don't buy anything else. So that's the budget for the month. We stick to it, and we stick to it because I know what I've got in the house and I meal plan from that. And that takes me to my next point. And I know this one will have some of you nodding your heads too. My favourite reason for meal planning is that for us, it stops waste. We just make sure that we eat everything. And I plan in order of things that need using fast. So when we go shopping, the first thing we obviously eat are salads, any fresh fruit. And then after that, any fresh vegetables. And then as we get on throughout the week, that's when we're eating anything out of the freezer, any frozen vegetables, any frozen fruit, or anything in a tin. And by planning our meals in that way, I don't suddenly look in the fridge and go, uh-oh, there's a limp, soggy courgette in there that I didn't use, because I plan that way. I also make sure that my plan is for 7 days. My meal plan is for 7 days. We don't necessarily need to eat in the order that I've written it. It just needs to be that we eat those meals within those 7 days in the order of which food needs using up first. It is odd talking to you from the car today. I've got everything going on in the house at the moment. The dishwasher's on, the washing machine is on, Mike's outside streaming, so I can't talk to you from the garden. This is the only quiet, comfortable space I've got to talk to you from today. And we'll see you on Sunday in our new home in Aude, in the Occitanie region at the south of France. We'll see you soon. Very, very soon. Bye for now.